Vrittastu sa katham papaha sarvaloka upatapanaha Ittam dridamati Krishna Asi sangrama ulbane. Vrittasura was situated in the blazing fire of battle and was an infamous sinful demon, always engaged in giving troubles and anxieties to others. How could such a demon become so greatly Krishna conscious? So it is a surprise for Shukadeva Goswami, because it is generally not possible to become such a great devotee. So first thing is that we can learn not to be sahajiya. You think we have become a devotee. Devotee is a very, very rare thing. Sometimes somebody asked Prabhupada. Prabhupada was talking about different modes influencing devotees. Therefore, certain activities are good for different devotees. So then Prabhupada, but devotees are Vaishnavas. Vaishnava is above the three modes. So Prabhupada said, Vaishnava is a very big thing. Don't think it is so cheap. Here is a Vaishnava. And everybody is surprised how he became a Vaishnava. And we think, we have become a Vaishnava. We should understand where we are situated. We should be very honest. And then we can understand how can somebody, in Bhagavad Gita also you see this. When Krishna talks to Arjuna, he said, Yada te moh kalilam. Yes, what is the full shloka? Buddhivati tarishyati. Okay? Moh kalilam. Where somebody has crossed over this moha of this world and his intelligence is fully purified, is free from all the modes of material nature. For him there are no duties in this world. Because all the duties in this world are finally karma kanda is for what? To purify you from one stage to bring you to other stage. Like Shukamuni when he was born. Another Yada te moho kalilam. What happened? His father wanted to do all this Upanayana, everything. He ran away. So what? He's already reached Samadhi on the Lord. Similarly, we have the example of Madhvendra Puri. Madhvendra Puri makes a famous verse, Sandhya Vandanam Bhadranamastu. Oh, evening prayers, all obeisances to you. There are so many things. We should not imitate that, but I'm just telling you. There are situations where people are totally self-realized. Whatever we do, sadhana has no meaning for them, because sadhana leads to that. They're already in that situation. Correct? Not that we start saying Sandhya Vandanam Bhadramastu. Not needed. Oh, Japa, oh, Shoda. Not needed. Rather, what happens, the great acharyas, they personally give an example so that others follow, even though they don't need. Okay, so we should never feel in that way. So, here you see Arjuna asks, what are the symptoms of a person? Very famous shloka. Siddhapagnasya ka bhasha. How do I know a self-realized person? And here Vrittasura has given all the symptoms of a self-realized person. It's quite clear. Siddhapagnasya ka bhasha. Every angle he has proved himself to be a totally self-realized soul, which is not easy. So Arjuna, when Krishna talks about there are some people who have no duties to perform, they are away from the three modes of all nature, immediately Arjuna asks, what are the symptoms of such a man? He's very keen to identify such a person. And at the end of Bhagavad Gita, when again there is a talk about three modes of material nature, Arjuna asks the question, how can a person come out of the three modes? What are the symptoms of a person? And he adds one more question here. How can somebody come out of the three modes? So Krishna gives various answers. Basically, symptoms of a person outside the three modes is all the disturbances which occur in bodily and mental plane is indifferent to them. Because he knows he is not the body, he is not the mind. So mind, people give disturbances. Oh, you are great, you are idiot, up and down. Sometimes people will honor you, sometimes people will neglect you, sometimes people will dishonor you. Similarly, body, sometimes it is, nicely fed, sometimes it is starving, sometimes it is enjoying senses, sometimes it is in great pain. So bodily mental disturbances are there because he knows he is not the body, he is not the mind, he is not affected by that. It's reasonable. This is the symptom Krishna gives. Which is this chapter? 3 modes of material nature. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Chapter number, no, not 13. 13 is another chapter. 14 chapter, 3 modes. And then after that is over, so Arjuna, so then Krishna gives him the answer, how can somebody be above 3 modes, and Prabhupada keeps quoting the shloka again and again. What is the shloka? Mam cho avyavicharena. Mam cho avyavicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunana samate ityetana brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Mam cho avyavicharena, without any diversion. Avyavichara means कुछ और भी अपना विचार है, ऐसा होने का, ऐसा होने का. Bhakti yogena sevate, somebody serves Krishna without any other distraction. Sagunan samati ityetyan, person immediately jumps over the 3 modes. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So we can understand the situation very clearly given. Mahamacha vyavicharena. So here it says, without any diversion, if you continuously engage in devotion service, you can be above 3 modes. Therefore Prabhupada said again and again so many times, the devotee should be continuously working for spreading Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, immediately illicit sex. He sometimes used to laugh and say, default is people will go to sinful activities. That's the nature of people. It is the people in Kali Yuga are not coming from Sataguna, or they're not coming from Brahman platform. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Na shochiti na kamshiti samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhakti labate para. Actually, pure devotion service can be achieved when you are first Brahma Bhuta. When you understood you are not body, you are the soul. And in that platform, what happens to you? Na shochiti na kanshati. You become neutral to all the things in this world. Samasarveshu bhuteshu. You are equal. You are equal and you are neutral. After you are reaching Brahma Bhuta stage, you achieve neutrality and equality. Then you come to pure Krishna consciousness. This is a standard process. Now what we are doing, we are in Tamoguna, Rajoguna, we are offering devotion service. But actually our platform is Tamoguna, Rajoguna, not Brahman platform. So when we are offering devotion service, we are free from the influence. But the moment you will do devotion service, you will come back to that where you are. There was one person who had joined Srila Prabhupada, is very, very sattvic. So when he joined the temple, Prabhupada gave him first initiation, and after very soon he gave him second initiation, and very soon he gave him sannyas also. Somebody went to Prabhupada so early that don't worry. Even if he falls down, he is Sattva-guna. He's still a sannyasi doing service. Bhakti Charu Swami. It happened for his case. Prabhupada, he came quite late in the morning. Prabhupada in a day has finished it, first, second, and then sannyas also. Don't worry. It's a very good devotee. So, but we know from where all we have come. All of us have come from Tamoguna, and that is still not totally purified. So therefore, we have to be continuously engaged. And we cannot artificially imitate a position. Just like Prabhupada talks about the famous Gandhi creating Harijans. What did he do? People make fun that some people are scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. He said, no, this is not good. And they were not allowed to enter the temple also. So this is not fair. At this point, he was correct. The next what he did is that he opened temples and he said, you take care of the temple, and he called them Harijana. But they left the temple and ran away because you have to have a taste. Simply you give Aarti plate, a person will not do. He'll get bored after some time. What to do? Whole day sit and do 6 Aartis? It's not possible. Unless you are Brahminical, you cannot sit on that engagement. It is not possible. Therefore, the person should change his modes. Particularly the services which require a lot of Sattva-guna, like deity worship, cooking for the deity. These require a lot of Sattva-guna. A person should be very, very careful and keep himself very busy. Because we are not in Sattva-guna, be honest. Rajoguna, Tamoguna is still part of the system. And moment, we discussed, idle mind is devil's workshop. Except for a Brahmana. Brahmana idle mind will not be a devil's workshop. If he is free, he will think about reading something, chanting. He is a Brahmana. Kshatriya idle mind means what he will do? He will think about making more power, control, create politics. A Vaishya idle mind will try to do some black marketing, something. So business, all the time thinking of making money. Shudra will do sinful activities, or below him, total sinful activities. So Kali Yuga, Kalau Shudra Sambhava, everybody is a Shudra. Therefore, always keep yourself tightly engaged. Don't take a chance. I'm not saying Prabhupada said. In fact, Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada, I told so many times, when he used to go to some matha, the people are a little relaxed. He used to take some loan on the name of the matha and leave them and go away. So they will all be running around. Now they have to pay the loan. So the people are running. And at least they are saved. In fact, he went to one temple. It was the Ekadashi. Everybody was sleeping. So he did a, what they say, sudden. He went without informing. He landed up to investigate. He had 64 matas he was traveling. He was very, 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 very strict. Prabhupada used to say, I'm 10 times more lenient. Even his sannyasis were scared to meet him. He was so strict, and he had written so many wonderful standards for ashram living. So what happened? So when he landed, the devotee was sleeping. So he said, get up everybody. What's happening? Why you're all sleeping? Gurudev, today Ekadashi. We're doing Nirjal. He said, get up, eat khichdi and go out. That is better than sleeping. Better than sleeping on Ekadashi is eat khichdi and go out for preaching. And this is a revolutionary statement. People will not be able to understand. Because simply sleeping means next is sinful activity. Correct? Instead of that, okay, do some practical activity. Therefore, we see in ISKCON Ekadashi, we see something there to eat. Otherwise, people will say, oh, Nirjal. And they will sleep till, generally I have seen when you do Nirjal by 6, 7 o'clock, your headache starts off. And people generally go and sleep off. Generally, not everybody. If a general pattern, people not having that capacity. So Prabhupada said, okay, don't worry. So he did say, promote, if you can do Nirjal, but he did not use in lectures, letters. He's not pushing for that. He wanted more. What he is more focused is that service to Krishna should happen with the whatever kind of body they're having. So Acharyas, you see, both in the case of Prabhupada also again and again kept writing in his letters, I want hard-working devotees. I don't want idle people. Correct? Continuously he has written. So they know what kind of section they have brought people. Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada also knows that. Prabhupada also knows. Correct? And it expanded more. Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada, at least, mostly he was in India and mostly in Bengal. And at this not now, 100 years before roughly, things were different. People are Brahminical. People are pure in nature. Very, life is very organized. People are not so much into sinful activity. And Srila Prabhupada had even a tougher situation. He had to preach all around the world on the order of his guru. And he saw a situation much more different. So what did he do? Therefore, he insisted. On what he insisted? Devotees working hard. Correct? Because he knows the nature is even more difficult. Prabhupada said, my Guru Maharaj also never liked idle people. He always wanted devotees to work hard. And then gradually, as we are engaged in the devotion service to the Lord, slowly the heart will get purified. Therefore, it is said that different stages even of sannyasa. What is the first stage? Kutichaka. Kutichaka means he goes outside. I told you yesterday what sannyasa Prabhupada expected. Sit down, read and chant. Not to roam around, particularly in the advanced stage. Not recommended. But just to understand the Vedic system. Kutichaka means a person goes outside the village and has a kuti and he sits down. And from home food comes. The next stage is Bahudaka. Bahudaka means now a lot of people are coming and attending his preaching, and he is now dependent on them. Then Parivakacharya, he starts traveling, depending on the Lord. He starts traveling and preaching. And Paramahamsa, he sits down in a place, absorbed on samadhi on the Lord. And his disciples are preaching. Now he doesn't have to travel. Okay? You understand? So we should not artificially think, now I become Paramahamsa. That is our problem. I become Paramahamsa. No? Not become Paramahamsa means he is able to separate body and soul like Hamsa separates milk and water. So when you separate body and soul, what happens? Maya cannot touch you. True, Srila Prabhupada directly never declared I am Paramahamsa. But when devotee, sometimes you're not well, devotees used to say, Shri Prabhupada, how are you? Prabhupada, don't worry, Maya cannot touch me. Okay? Generally, but never is said. He always presented himself as a humble servant of his spiritual master. That was his, his uniform, and constantly. He said, I have no qualification. I am just obeying the order of my Guru. That's what he told us to imagine, told us to follow. So now what happens is that therefore person should keep himself tightly engaged, and then as the mind and senses gradually become purified, because it takes time and person can see for himself. I have been practicing Krishna Conscious so long, is my mind and senses getting purified? Okay? And gradually, because today the devotion service is happening from the platform Tamoguna, then it will happen from the platform Rajoguna, then it will happen to the platform of Sattoguna, then it will happen to the platform Brahman. It should be visible. Just like a wood is burning. Now you put a fire in it, on the wood. The smoke is coming in the beginning. So basically when smoke is coming, you cannot offer clear devotion service. Correct? But the fire has to dry the wood. Then it will burn. Correct? So we may be coming from Tamoguna in the beginning, smoke will come. So that means we are disturbed. And we disturb it. But as the wood starts burning peacefully after it is dried up, that means the Tamoguna, Rajoguna, Tadarajas Tamo Bhava, Kamalo Bhajayasche, Chete Ete Anamvidam Sitam Satya Prasidhati. Person become very joyfully perform, and then he perform devotion service with great attention. Okay, so we should take that care. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.